Good afternoon and welcome back to this little project from yesterday. This is the pad we cut into this hillside for the playground, and it's actually doubled in width. They decided that the sides were too steep in the back, too high, and the sides, they didn't like them straight off. They were originally going to do a little retaining wall around this, but because it's deeper than they thought, it was just going to blow their budget on, it's going to blow the budget on the whole project, because the cost of just the back wall, he said, they quoted it like $5,400 for concrete block wall, and anything over 4 feet, we did find out, has to be engineered, and it was about 5 feet. So we've kind of backed up, regrouped, and I'm sloping these sides at about a 45-degree angle. This one back here is going to be a little steeper, and I really wasn't going to do a video, but sometimes when you're working with dirt, you take dirt out, it's not exactly what the customer is expecting, so you've got to put a little dirt back, and you can't just throw dirt in and leave it loose, because the first time it rains, especially on a slope like this, it'll just wash it out. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm gathering material from back over here where we put it, taking it back out, putting it against the bank, and just massaging it in and compacting it to where it'll stay. This is a good topsoil, so he'll be able to plant grass on it or a low growth vine or something to help it stay in place. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys the motions I go through on how to place dirt back in and compact it. Got my blade down to secure myself, and since they're never going to put any structure on these banks, I don't mind there being some roots and leaves, a couple of bushes, you know, stuff mixed in here. So right there is our stick that he wants me to come out to. Excuse me, these allergies are killing me. So what I'm doing is, once I get the dirt in there, I'm pushing it back up toward the top, just like that, and I'm pressing in on that bank so it compresses that dirt, just like that. And you want to press straight into the bank as you can. Now right here is where we're kind of curving around the corners of one of the sides, so it's okay to go at an angle. Then what I do is I just hover my bucket up here and I skim across the ground and let that loose material fall down. And repeat. Of course, there would be a rock in there to mess me up, wouldn't there? These sides don't really have to be perfect, but we do want them sloped as gradually as possible. Get us a couple more grabs of dirt. Swing on around here. Now, any bigger roots, I'm going to pull them out, but see how I just kind of sweep the floor more or less with this dirt. Smooth it out along this back bank. And then I'm just going to press it in. Doing this, I'm really only probably getting a 1-inch lift each time that I put a yard of dirt against the bank. Take long to build this back up. It won't take long at all. And this is something you just got to get used to when you're doing dirt work and working with customers. A lot of times they'll think they need 25 feet, and that will be the correct excuse me. Shut this door. Something's getting me. I say I need 25 feet, so they'll measure up the bank me they need 25 feet of flat, and ends up cutting in about like 30 feet. So that's the difference in being somebody who works this stuff. See, now if I'd done it downhill like that to begin with, it would have just pushed every bit of the dirt that I placed on that bank out. See how a lot of dirt came out right there? So I'm just going to push it back up. That root's got to go. Flip him out. We needed 20 feet wide here. We got him 23. He originally told us that he needed 20 feet wide. Well, when we measured where he laid his stakes out for me, it was 10 feet that he had between the sticks. So we know that their estimate of them putting their stakes out was pretty well off. It ought to be enough for this. You guys, where that glare's not so bad. Let's see how that works for you guys. Hopefully the camera doesn't go somewhere that y'all can't see too good. One more bucket. There's always one more bucket needed. his buddies snuck come back pick me up. Wouldn't be the first time. Digging power than it does fishing power. Now let's just track into it and see how soft it is. Probably still pretty soft. Nope, they were climbing right up it. That's a lot more compaction than that boom is doing. You see that it's still about an inch away from compacted completely. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Of course, I wouldn't get a stick out of there, wouldn't I? Get ourselves set up. We'll just keep pushing. This has been a super fun little project. We've had to make about 5 major adjustments, and that's just the nature of it. You can't let, you know, having to do adjustments bother you in this line of work. Ain't really no big thing. Just take it with a grain of salt, move on. Make one customer happy, they'll be glad that they invited you. Now these little adjustments, I'm not charging any extra for because I know, and I've been in this business long enough, that more than likely there was going to be a couple of additional adjustments in time. So I had that built into my price. I'll be glad that they hired me, and I'll be glad that I had those extra little adjustment values accounted for. And just put weight on it, pull it down, see how much it digs in. You can see that it hasn't really dug in and a whole lot of dirt didn't really come down with the bucket. And you can, if you want to, you can go all the way around the edges doing this. The problem with that is it's going to be so hard that it's going to be hard for anything to take seed, grow and germinate on there. So I have done projects where I left it really hard compacted, but I prefer to do it this way and just kind of leave it a little bit fluffed. We don't want a sudden drop off at that top edge. That is most important. We just want a fairly soft, gradual incline. Alright, let me reposition here. Now we're kind of trying to track up and down, get it packed in, because he's just going to mulch all of it. He isn't going to try to grow anything. We're trying to get it tracked in. So I'll finish tracking this just like this. Back to front, and then we'll go side to side, get it regraded from where the tracks are making it a little bit uneven, and show you what we got. All right, we've gotten it all tracked in, smoothed out. We got all our edges sloped, tracked in. All of this, he said he's going to mulch it in. So I'm happy with it. Turned out pretty good. All cleaned up. Let's load up and move on to the next job. You guys have a great day.